to forgive them. You've got to let them in because I was wounded, my God, for their transgression. I was bruised for their iniquity. The chastisement of their peace was upon me, and by my stripes they are healed. No, God, you can't see their sin anymore because their sins are covered under the blood. Look at your neighbor and say, thank God for the blood. Thank God for the blood. It's because of the blood, my, that we become a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, people who are to proclaim the praises of the one that called us out of darkness into the marvelous light. Is there anybody in here who can testify that I was once lost? But now I'm found. Is there anybody in here who can testify that I was once blind? Oh my God, but now I see. Is there anybody in here who can testify that I used to have debilitating habits, but God touched me one day and God redeemed me. Oh, he sent the Redeemer. And what does it mean to be redeemed? Some of you all will pick up the Sunday paper today and there'll be some coupons in there. And you cut those coupons out. Because when you take the coupon to the store that they're good at, you can redeem. Help me preach this thing in here. Oh, Lord, look at somebody say redeem, 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 redeem. You can redeem your purchase because somebody has already purchased it and you just have to present the coupon to redeem the product. Oh, my God. And so when we sit before God's judgment seat, and when the enemy accuses us, Jesus steps up with coupon. I wish I had somebody in here to help me preach this thing here. When the enemy says, I've got the pit wide open. Oh, my God. Ready to engulf them. Then Jesus steps up and says, hold up, that's my property. Do you have anything that can prove that's your property? Oh, I think I'm ready to preach here. E-flat boy, come on here. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor that Jesus holds the coupon. And Jesus steps up with the coupon. And the coupon says that I purchased Talbert W. Swan II. What was the date of purchase? It was on a hill far away, stood an old rugged cross, an emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross, where the dearest and the best for a world of lost sinners was slain. And it was on that old rugged cross that they drove nails in my hand. It was on that old rugged cross that they put spikes in my feet. It was on that old rugged cross that they put a crown of thorns on my head. It was on that old rugged cross that I took Talbert's sins and crucified them on the cross. Blessed name. I don't know about you, but I'm so glad that I have a Redeemer. Blessed name. I can't sing that well, but God gave me a song that the angels cannot sing. Mama, I've been washed in the blood of the crucified one. I've been been redeemed. The Lord has been so good to me. He opened doors I could not see. Sometimes when I've been feeling low, had no place to go, but God, He redeemed me. God, He saved me. God, He made a way for me. I'm saved. I got to sit down here by His power divine. Saved with new life supply. Life now is sweet and my joy is complete. Touch your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I'm saved. Saved, saved. I'm glad I'm saved. I'm glad I'm redeemed. I'm glad I know the Lord. I'm glad He picked me up. I'm glad He turned me around. I'm glad He made a way. I'm glad He got my back. Say yeah. Well, I got one more point. First of all, the Spirit of the Lord lifts up a standard. Then He reinforces us with the Redeemer. But most of all, in the text it tells us that He's covered us in His covenant. Will you tell your neighbor He's covered you with His covenant? That point assures us to the fact that God's got our back because He's covered us. He's sheltered us. He's secured us. And when I look further into what the Lord was saying, I found out that this verse was the preamble. It was the preface, the forerunner of what was to come. It was the initial indication and assurance of the fact that God's got your back. For verse 21 is the reaffirming of the covenant that was given to the forefathers before the coming of the Redeemer. But now that the Redeemer has come and Jesus has come, bless His name. He's come into a sin-sick world. He has redeemed us. But Hebrews 8 and 10 is the confirmation that lets us know that now we are covered under a new covenant. For the Bible says, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, I will put my law in their mind. I will write them in their hearts. I will be their God. They will be my people. Let me see if I got this straight. If He is my God and I am His child, touch somebody and say, then I know that He's got my back. I know He's got me covered. For Psalm 91 tells me He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. He is my God. In Him will I trust. Surely, somebody say, surely, He will deliver me from the snare of the fowler, from the perilous pestilence. He will cover me with His feathers, and under His wings will I take refuge. His truth will be my shield and buckler. Tell somebody, God has got your back. How do I know? Because He's covered me. What you mean, Pastor Swan? He's got me wrapped up, tied up, tangled up, and I don't know about you, but I'm glad